What's up? This is Nak3d Eli, the mostly unclothed gamer. It is currently 3 in the morning. I am getting ready to leave for Seattle, but I wanted to get this Package LASO tutorial out for you to help with the weekly challenge, doing a little jump off the start. We call it a slide jump in the speedrunning community, and I'm going to jack this ghost. This is a technique that I developed a while ago when I was making my own first LASO run, which we called Mythic difficulty, with the blind skull on. Now, as you know, you do not need the blind skull to do the LASO weekly challenges, so stop commenting in the comments that you need the blind skull on. I know for true LASO, but this is not true LASO, this is challenge LASO, which is why you have challenge in the title as well. Now, of course, we start off with the tank. Everybody does this mission with the tank, but I actually developed a way to do it with the Revenant, and I'm not going to show it to you, unfortunately, because it was extremely risky. I had this grand vision of doing this mission with the Revenant, and then you can jump into both the cores. It takes 2 hits, one to take off the shield and one to hit the core directly to blow up each of these tyrant guns, so you don't have to take the super slow tank all the way through. And then when you get to the next part, I actually developed a method using the ghost. You pick up the ghost and you basically zoom to the other end of the canyon, having everything shooting at you, the fuel rods, the revenants, etc. And then you turn around and you DMR everything out of those turrets. The shade turrets are all you need to kill, actually, the fuel rod ones, sorry. And once the 2 fuel rod turrets go down, it's only a matter of time before the objective says complete. So I, in this run, of course, take this super safe method. Who put that rock there? That's not my rock. And it takes something like, I don't know, 10 to 13 shots to take out each of these tyrant guns, like 3 when it's on fire. And then check out this perfect tank driving sideways diagonally, hit that ghost, get out of my face, and then look at this, there's another tyrant gun. Am I going to shoot at it? No. Boom, 1 hit to the core, game over. Let's move on. 1 minute 50 seconds, both tyrant guns dead already. We are cruising through this at incredible speeds. Now you might think, oh my god, 17-minute video, this is so long. But the package is always a long mission. You cannot drive it under a certain time period just because of the time you have to wait for the phantoms in the last part to drop all the enemies, and then you have to clear them out, which of course we know on LASO, every enemy is a deadly army in its own right? We have the grunts, which throw stickies like crazy, and they all have masks, so you can't just headshot them immediately. We have the jackals, which now hitting them in their little hand thing doesn't cause them to pull up their shields immediately. And then the elites have super armor, the brutes have a ton of health, and then hunters are nearly unstoppable, right? And then you have all these vehicles and everything in between. So what I wound up doing is just a relatively safe run, because this was the only day that I could do this run before leaving for PAX. I leave for Seattle tomorrow, and if I didn't do it, then you guys wouldn't have a tutorial. So I'm glad that I was able to actually pump this out. I'm doing a 1-take audio because it is so late and I still need to pack. I haven't even packed. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, but this was a lot of fun. I really love this mission, and I had a really good time planning it out and trying to figure out what would be the ideal route given my circumstances of A, I need to get this done like now, and B, what is also incredibly fast and is going to look like fun for you guys watching. So far everything I've done is pretty standard. Maybe to new eyes, anyone who hasn't seen a package speedrun, this looks really fast, and it is fast, of course. I don't think anyone's done this all this quickly. But this is where it gets kind of crazy. I'm going to run up the spine, jump up, headshot both of the needle rifle jackals, headshot both skirmishers after missing a couple of shots. Thank you, Bloom. I love you too. And I'm 1 shot absolute. There's a health pack right here. I'm going to pick that up, and then we're going to spawn all the enemies right here. 2 jackals, and then a bunch of, let's see, we got the 1 focus rifle, 2 skirmishers, and 2 needle rifle jackals. So I need to clear these guys out of my way. And to be honest, you can sometimes jump over them. That's a riskier route. Another risky route is also just to, instead of jumping to the right like I did on that, just to jump straight to the top. But like I said, I try to minimize risk, even though this is all obviously really risky compared to what you could do taking your time killing everything. And I just wanted to get everything done efficiently as much as possible. So now this is probably the craziest part of the run, because everyone hates this fight. No one likes this. You're facing a bunch of camo dudes, so I said screw this fight, and I do an incredibly difficult jump. You see the sprint even glitches out there, and you have to run straight to that button. Otherwise, the general will murder you with his concussion rifle because he comes charging at you, so you don't even have time to pick up the health pack, for example. Now, less than 5 minutes in, we are already inside this cavern where we now have to hold off against wave after wave after wave, almost in a firefight-like fashion of phantoms and tons of elites and ghosts and just everything. This part is complete hell on LASO just because of how difficult everything is. So historically, people have used either the banshee or the banshee and the wraith to clear out this part. I, of course, as you know, love the banshee. So here, getting lucky, pulling the banshee off my first jetpack. Didn't even have to plasma pistol it, but I had to release it to hijack it at that point. And now I've never gone this quickly to this point where all of the grunts just dropped. So look at this, I've hit a bomb like an idiot, and instead of splattering all of them, they all sort of moved out of the way. But I still get a good few of them, and I'll admit that my banshee driving was relatively sloppy because instead of being all fancy and crazy and super aggressive like I sort of envisioned this run to be, obviously I'm under a time frame. I need to get this done, and here I get stuck by that grunt. Thanks a lot, and I start off, instead of with a perfectly health banshee, I now have like a half dead banshee. So you're going to see me use this guy all the way to the end to clear out the Covenant. I'll show you how I keep it alive. I'll explain exactly how to take out each phantom dropship. Now, the most important thing if you're going to be doing this method is keeping as many turrets up as possible, because both the blue gun and the green gun, the fuel rod, can kill the enemies on LASO if they're weak enough. So right here I have to start going for the splatter, kill Trocity and almost dead, then getting shot by the ship, almost off into the return to the battlefield. I could not believe I survived that, and I sort of just freaked out into the mic, sorry, because I remember when that happened, I was like, oh my god, I just survived that, this is crazy. And right here, look at that, my own human gun shoots you. If you get in between the turret and the jackals or whatever enemies, it doesn't care. It will destroy you, so try not to get in its way. And then another part of doing the banshee on this is you don't want to run into dudes who have overcharged plasmas. Like, you see that? I'm like, nope, Chuck Testa, I'm going to turn around, get out of there. But as I turn around, I get hit by this guy. Luckily, take him out first, and I don't land in a ditch. I'm just in between these little mountains. Now in this part, you have enemies coming from all three corners, right? There's 3 phantoms, and as long as those phantoms are still there, that means that they have more enemies to drop. I'm pretty sure that's how they work. So what I want to do is first clear out everything that can plasma pistol me out of the air. And I do a backflip for 2 reasons. 1, if you do it at the right time, it will make your bomb shoot faster so you can kill the enemies quicker. And 2, it also keeps you in the air so you don't have to, just look up and then fly up and then look down. It already has you reset to go hit the next target. Now, it's really easy sometimes to get the splatter, and other times it just doesn't happen. Like right there, I just charged straight into him, but there we go, it works that time. Try to use the bomb, try to use the splatter. You have both of those tools at your disposal to clean out as many Covenant as possible. Now, some people like to grab this wraith here. They'll jump on the back of this, punch that guy out of the turret or plasma pistol and then headshot him, and then punch the hatch off and then get off and do the same thing to the driver, where you get on top of him and you punch him like a dozen times, or you plasma pistol him and then headshot him. That's a lot faster. But I decided that the wraith was way too slow. The banshee is much more maneuverable. The banshee is faster, and if I use the splattering power correctly, I'm going to destroy the world record on this. So that's what I did. Now up here we have a bunch of brutes, and you notice that this guy's shooting me with a spiker, and that doesn't scare me at all because of the way that the skulls work. Is the tilt skull, I believe, modifies the damage table, so that spiker does nothing to your banshee essentially, but plasma rifles tear it to hell. So there's going to be a wave with 6 ranger elites, and that is the most dangerous wave for your banshee. It will literally tear you to pieces. That gun individually, whereas the spiker could shoot at you all day and it will pretty much never kill you. Same thing with the other weapons, pretty much none of them really damage you, but the plasma pistol overcharge makes you vulnerable so that you can get stuck or, I don't know, hit with those plasma repeaters that these other guys have. Plasma rifles might also be deadly from the other elites. Now, okay, so we took out the wraith, and there's a couple of these turrets up. But the turrets, for some reason, seem to activate the next part of the mission. So does taking out every single enemy. So to accelerate the waves, try to kill the banshees in the air, try to activate all the turrets, take out the wraith as soon as possible, and of course clean up all the enemies on the ground. And I'm I don't even know what to talk about right now because I'm waiting for the next wave. We got all 4 turrets up. You see their life on the bottom right. I've got over 100,000 points, like it matters. And then I finally want to go get some health. So I'm going to take that health. I shoot the plasma pistol away from the banshee so I don't disable my banshee, right? Plasma pistol overcharges do hurt your banshee. Now this is the most dangerous part. You want to target the bottom phantom first and try and splatter all 3 as soon as they drop. Sometimes they fly away and you can't get them, but luckily I got 2 out of those 3, got the 3rd, got another one, missed that guy, and cleaned up him for the kill, the invincible. And now look at this. I go to hit him and he friggin' flies away like Superman. Like, there was nothing I could do to stop him there. Just as soon as I shot it, flying away. Awesome. Thank you, game, for being so helpful. And there I missed 1 splatter on 2 elites. I can't even talk English right now. It's so late, but I want to get this content out. So there's 2 ghosts, and I'm just going to keep talking because that's what I'm doing, I guess. This is a terrible commentary. I apologize. But there are 2 wraiths. You want to lock onto them and then put fuel rods into both of them. Sometimes it takes 2 fuel rods, sometimes it takes 1. This guy took 2, the other guy took 1. Now we got skirmishers. Skirmishers usually take a couple of these shots. See the plasma pistol, run away, get out of there, making my audio freak out and clip again because I'm screaming at 3 a.m. I've already mentioned that twice. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the rest of the mission. You see right here a ton of guys shooting at me and this banshee. He pissed me off, so I turn around, hit him without the lock-on feature, which I hate. You see how it shoots the bullets off so far that it oftentimes misses, especially at close range. And it's all about being aggressive. I honestly wanted to have a super aggressive run where there's almost no fuel rodding and it's pretty much all splatters. And I also envisioned a run where I would hit every single enemy as soon as they're dropped. So we wouldn't have any of this build-up, we wouldn't have them sort of dodging, we wouldn't have these plasma pistol, ridiculous grunts and jackals taking me out of the air. But if you're still watching because you like watching me banshee stuff, let me talk a little bit more about the banshee. So you notice that in the middle, every time after I hit a shot, the charge happens in the middle. So right here, just trying to be aggressive. I get 2 elites, which are like the demigods, right? You want to take them out ASAP. Notice how that little recharge meter in the middle between the arrows recharges after every time. It's an exactly 3-second recharge rate. And I'm just going to splatter him and shoot a bomb here for you to see. Boom. So there it is. And it has the same thing with the tank, actually. I forgot to mention that. Boonk. Elite is dead. And we are narrowing, thinning this crowd. And who's there? Who put you up there? You're dead. Bye-bye. And finally, I can get another health pack because all the enemies are dead. Or are they? I'm pretty sure there were a couple guys that I forgot about. Yup, they start shooting me. So I always forget that the very last ship throws out another elite and 2 skirmishers way after everyone else. So you might think that you're done with the second wave or whatever we're on. But nope, we still got 2 more skirmies and 1 more elite. And I'm also trying not to do crazy flips and show off like I usually do because this is, you know, I want to get it done. I don't want to accidentally run into anything or blow myself up on a wire or a pole that's sticking out. So I'm really just taking my time, being careful. And what that means is that any of you could do this. You could just get in the banshee and banshee bomb everything, take the opportune splatters like this. This is going to be the fastest way for you to get the package lasso completed. Although honestly, when I first did it, I picked up the Wraith and then I went to the top right there above C, over the bridge and then over the staircase to that second level, and I just wraithed everything that went at the main part where they're fighting the Noble team, I guess. I was about to say Noble 6. The Noble 6. No, then the Wraith is actually really good for taking out enemies because its blast radius is so much more powerful, like exponentially, and it's just so much. Not even just the radius is bigger, but the blast itself kills so much quicker. The problem is it's really slow, but it's also consistent, and your tank has a ton of health. Now what also I forgot to mention is that my run turns out to be 16:45, which is only, I think, 8 seconds slower than the world record on Legendary. So let's think about that. Legendary, where all these guys would die to 1 Banshee bomb, where everything would just surrender at your feet, right? It would be so easy, and yet 16:37 I think was the Legendary record. And so that just shows you how fast this run is. Even though it's like, okay, you're just taking a while to banshee bomb everything, it's the speed at which you do it, it's the quick turnaround, it's knowing which enemies to target when, and it's all about priorities, right? You want to take out the things that can plasma pistol you off the ground first, then you want to take out all the strong enemies who are making Noble Team just sit there, right? The elites and the brutes are easy to splatter because they're big targets, and just watch out for their armor lock. Like, this is very rare, but it has happened to me that I'll just fly into a guy and he'll armor lock me, and that's the end of the game. But of course, to avoid the effects of the Iron Skull, you just save and quit, and then you can come back into the game from the resume campaign mission option back in the menu. Now what I do here, I don't know if this has been done before, but I'm going to leave the 2 hunters because there's no point in killing them. The last wave will activate, and this is actually my favorite part. Like, as soon as I hit this wave, I know that I've pretty much got it in the bag. I'm going to be very aggressive on this to clean it up, but then I'm also going to play it safe, obviously, so that we can finish it off and I don't have to worry about running the entire thing again because of a silly mistake. Right there, that was a little celebratory drift. I'll explain how to do the drift in my Banshee tutorial, which I'll probably do after PAX, because it's been time. I know you've been waiting for it. So right here, you want to hit the 2 fuel rod grunts, go and bowling pins for those elites right there, and then we've got this guy. You got to take him out, and as soon as he dies, and you kill the engineer, so I was like, screw it, I'll hit the engineer. He's under me. And now we just got to kill that little general, but careful because he can jack you, he can stick you, and sometimes if they jack you and you fly away, they'll just drop off, but other times they'll actually kill you, and that would be bad. So here he fakes left, I waited for it, anticipated it, took him out, and now I'm not sure if I need to kill this guy or not, but I go for it, but I miss, but it says any second now, checkpoint done, and objective complete. And usually it takes me it takes her 8 seconds after she says like, well, good luck, to hit the switch. And then you hit the switch, and I was getting hit at the end and I almost died, but it's okay because it's all over, and I hope you enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I can't believe you watched that whole thing, but I love you, and I'm going to PAX, so I'll have fun later.